Major General Sir Alexander Cunningham was born in London in 1814. From a young age, he was surrounded by an environment that fostered a deep love for knowledge and exploration. His early years in London were filled with the sights and sounds of a bustling city, which was a melting pot of ideas and cultures. His family loved to learn. Books and discussions were a staple in the Cunningham household. The family would often gather in the evenings to read and discuss various topics ranging from literature to science. His dad, Alan Cunningham, was a famous Scottish poet. Alan's works were well regarded, and he was a significant figure in the literary circles of his time. His passion for poetry and storytelling undoubtedly influenced young Alexander. Alexander's brothers, Francis, Joseph, and Peter, were also very successful. Each of them excelled in their respective fields, creating an atmosphere of achievement and intellectual curiosity in the family. This made young Alexander love learning and exploring too. He spent countless hours reading books and examining the world around him with a magnifying glass, always eager to discover something new. He wanted to explore India. The tales of ancient civilizations and the mysteries of the East captivated his imagination. He dreamed of traveling to distant lands and uncovering their secrets. In the 1800s, India was full of really old civilizations and empires. The subcontinent was a treasure trove of history, with its ancient ruins, temples, and monuments telling stories of a rich and diverse past. Cunningham would soon learn all about India's history. His fascination with the country's heritage grew stronger with each passing day, and he dedicated himself to studying its artifacts and relics. He would spend his life uncovering India's hidden past. Through meticulous excavation and research, he brought to light many aspects of India's ancient civilizations that had been forgotten over time. He became super important for archaeology. His contributions to the field were immense, and he is often regarded as the father of Indian archaeology for his pioneering work. Everyone remembers him for discovering India's amazing culture. His discoveries included ancient sculptures, inscriptions, and architectural marvels that showcase the ingenuity and artistry of India's past. Cunningham had a great childhood. Growing up in a nurturing environment, he was encouraged to pursue his interests and passions, which laid the foundation for his future endeavors. He went to good schools that helped him learn. His education was comprehensive, covering a wide range of subjects that equipped him with the knowledge and skills needed for his future career. He was always curious about the world. Whether it was exploring nature or gazing at the stars through a telescope, his inquisitive mind was always seeking answers. This curiosity, and his family's love of learning, helped him become a famous archaeologist. His relentless pursuit of knowledge and his dedication to uncovering the past made him a legendary figure in the world of archaeology. Alexander Cunningham's life changed when he joined the East India Company's army. He became a second lieutenant in 1831. This is when he started his long journey with India. Cunningham was in the army for over 20 years. He did a good job in many battles and became a more important officer. He fought in the First and Second Anglo-Sikh Wars. This let him see all the different parts of India and its cultures. When he wasn't fighting, Cunningham was interested in old things. He liked old buildings, temples, and writing. Being an engineer helped him understand these things. Alexander Cunningham really loved archaeology. From a young age, he was fascinated by ancient artifacts and the stories they told. His passion for uncovering the past was evident in everything he did. He would spend hours reading about ancient civilizations and dreaming of the day he could explore these historical wonders himself. Meeting James Prinsep, a scholar who studied old coins, changed his life. Prinsep was not just a mentor, but also a source of inspiration for Cunningham. Prinsep's meticulous work in deciphering ancient scripts and understanding the significance of old coins opened up a new world for Cunningham. It was through Prinsep that Cunningham realized the importance of detailed and systematic study in archaeology. Prinsep's work on understanding Old Indian writing got Cunningham excited. He was particularly intrigued by the scripts and inscriptions that held the key to unlocking India's rich history. Cunningham began to see the potential of these ancient writings in telling the story of India's past. This newfound excitement fueled his desire to delve deeper into the field of archaeology. Cunningham started exploring old places in India. He traveled extensively, visiting ancient sites and ruins, each journey adding to his knowledge and experience. His explorations were not just about discovering new sites, but also about understanding the cultural and historical context of these places. He was determined to document everything meticulously. He wrote down everything he found, drew pictures, and measured things. Cunningham's detailed notes and sketches became invaluable resources for future archaeologists. His commitment to accuracy and detail set a new standard in the field. He believed that every artifact, no matter how small, had a story to tell and was worth preserving. 1861 was a big year for Cunningham. It marked a turning point in his career and in the field of archaeology in India. This was the year when his efforts and dedication were formally recognized by the British government. He became the first archaeological surveyor to the government of India. This official position gave him the authority and resources to conduct more extensive and systematic archaeological surveys. It was a significant milestone not just for Cunningham, but for the entire field of archaeology in India. This was a huge moment for Indian archaeology. Cunningham's appointment signaled the beginning of a new era in the study and preservation of India's ancient heritage. It brought a sense of legitimacy and importance to the field, encouraging more scholars to take an interest in India's past. Cunningham started the big job of mapping and recording India's ancient monuments. His work involved not just identifying and documenting these sites, but also understanding their historical significance. He believed that a comprehensive record of India's archaeological sites was essential for their preservation and study. He thought it was important to be organized to understand these historical treasures. Cunningham's systematic approach to archaeology laid the foundation for future research and exploration. His detailed records and organized methods became a model for other archaeologists to follow. He started the formal study of archaeology in India. Cunningham's work went beyond just exploration. He established archaeology as a formal discipline in India. His efforts in training and mentoring new archaeologists ensured that the study of India's past would continue to grow and develop. This started a whole new way of exploring and protecting India's past. Cunningham's pioneering work laid the groundwork for future generations of archaeologists. His legacy lives on in the continued efforts to explore, document, and preserve India's rich historical heritage. As the first archaeological surveyor, Alexander Cunningham embarked on numerous expeditions across the vast and diverse landscapes of India. His journeys were not just mere travels, they were quests filled with curiosity and a deep desire to uncover the hidden stories of ancient civilizations. Cunningham's relentless efforts led him to discover some of the most significant archaeological sites in the region. His findings were nothing short of extraordinary, shedding light on the rich and varied history of India. One of Cunningham's most notable excavations was at Sarnath, a site of immense importance to Buddhists around the world. This ancient place holds a special place in history, as it is believed to be the location where the Buddha delivered his first sermon after attaining enlightenment. The significance of Sarnath in Buddhist tradition cannot be overstated. It is a place of pilgrimage, reflection, and reverence, where the teachings of the Buddha first began to spread. During his excavation at Sarnath, Cunningham unearthed ancient monasteries, stupas, and intricate sculptures. These discoveries provided invaluable insights into the architectural and artistic achievements of the time. Another significant site that Cunningham explored was Sanchi. Known for its numerous Buddhist stupas and monuments, Sanchi is a treasure trove of historical and religious artifacts. Among the many remarkable finds at Sanchi were the beautifully carved gateways, known as toranas. These gateways are adorned with intricate depictions of scenes from the Buddha's life, offering a visual narrative of his journey and teachings. The artifacts and art uncovered at both Sarnath and Sanchi have greatly enriched our understanding of Buddhist art and beliefs. They serve as a testament to the cultural and spiritual heritage of the region. Cunningham's explorations were not limited to India alone. He also ventured into what is now Pakistan, where he explored the ancient city of Taxila. This city was a melting pot of cultures and a hub of learning and commerce in ancient times. At Taxila, Cunningham discovered a wealth of artifacts that revealed the city's rich history of cultural exchange and interaction. These findings highlighted the diverse influences that shaped the region, making it a significant site for understanding the interconnectedness of ancient civilizations. Alexander Cunningham also wrote a lot of books. He wrote down everything he found. One of his most famous books, The Bilsa Topes from 1854, is about the Buddhist stupas at Sanchi. This book has lots of drawings and explains the stupas and the things he found inside. In the Ancient Geography of India from 1871, Cunningham studied the geography of India. He looked at old texts and maps to find old cities and trade routes. Cunningham loved Buddhist art, and his book, The Stupa of Barhut from 1879, shows that. This book is about the carvings on the stupa at Barhut. It helps us understand the Buddha's life and teachings. Alexander Cunningham loved collecting artifacts. He had a huge collection of things from India. He collected coins, sculptures, writing, and pieces of pottery. His coin collection was amazing. It showed the history of India's money and rulers. His Buddhist sculpture collection was also amazing. He had many statues of the Buddha. He knew it was important to keep these things safe, so he gave a lot of his collection to museums. The British Museum in London has many of his things. People from all over the world can see them and learn about ancient India. Alexander Cunningham was famous for archaeology, but he also had a family. In 1840, he married Alicia Maria Wish. They had 2 sons, Alan and Alexander Frederick Douglass. Alan became a mathematician like his dad. Alexander Frederick Douglass joined the army and became a general. Cunningham loved his family. He wrote letters to them about his work. These letters show he was a good husband and dad. He also loved to read and learn. People knew how important Cunningham's work was. In 1870, he became a companion of the Order of the Star of India. This is a very important award from the British Queen. In 1887, he became a knight. He was knighted for his work in archaeology. This made him the father of Indian archaeology. Even with all these awards, Cunningham was humble. He just loved learning about the past. He was very careful with his work, and other archaeologists learned from him. Alexander Cunningham changed Indian archaeology forever. He taught people how to study and protect India's history. He started the Archaeological Survey of India in 1861. This was his biggest achievement. The ASI still protects India's history today. Cunningham was very careful with his work. He taught people the importance of being organized and writing everything down. Archaeologists still read his books today. His work helps us understand India's past. Alexander Cunningham will always be remembered. He inspires archaeologists today, and people will keep learning about India's history because of him.